What's up YouTube, it's your boy Yannick. I want to welcome you back to the Sense of Style channel, the channel where I pair sense and style. Also on this channel we talk about cologne reviews and various men's lifestyle subjects such as self-care, dating and fashion. Now, if you're new to the channel, I want to ask that you like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell so that way you know when the next video drops. Without further ado, let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you've ever worn a fragrance in the summertime, we all know the majority of them do not last in the high heat. And that's because of how delicate some of the chemical compositions are, especially in those citrus heavy fragrances. But these 10 fragrances I'm bringing to you fellas last in the high heat. I mean 6, 7, 8 hours on my skin. If you want to know what they are, let's get into it. The first one on the list is a fragrance from the house of Mancera. Now, if you know Mancera, you know those fragrances, they last long and they are strong. And this one is no different. And it is Mancera Cedrat Boise. Mancera Cedrat Boise is a creamy, lemony, incense type of fragrance, and it is very, very pleasant to smell. Now the good thing about this one, fellas, it's not heavy on the sweet, it's not heavy on the spice, but they are there and they balance out very nicely. This one is citrus and it's sandalwood, and that sandalwood gives it a creaminess to it, which makes it very, very luxurious. This one also has incense in it as well. And like I said, that citrus, creamy sandalwood with that incense blends very well to justify this one as a summertime fragrance. Now on the low end, I get about 7 hours with this one, and that's like on extremely hot days. But on days where we're in the 80s, I get more than 7 hours with this one. Number 2 on the list, we have Parfums Vintage Pineapple Intense. Now, if you know Aventus, you know this one. But this one replicates the fruity batch of Aventus. It is fresh, it's luxurious, it's prestigious. And I did a review on this one and you can catch it right up here or catch it in the description. This lasts 10 plus hours on my skin, and if you spray it on your clothes, you're not getting rid of it until the next wash. This is fresh, this is pineapple-y, lots of fruits in Parfums Vintage Pineapple Intense. Third up on the list gets the same 10 plus hours of performance and is from the same house of Parfums Vintage, but this one is Verbena Fields. This one reminds you of fresh cut grass. There is that freshness in there. It is very green and it does perform in the hot weather. The freshness in this one is pretty uplifting, and if you were considering getting yourself a bottle of this, pull the trigger and get the bottle. You're not gonna regret it. Next one up on the list, we got Acqua Di Gio Profumo. If you take the scent profile from the original Acqua Di Gio, amp it up with a little bit of musk, a little bit of patchouli, this is what you get. This one performs in the heat. I get 7 to 8 hours from this one right here. Now, it is fresh, like shower gel fresh. It is a little bit sweet, and that comes from the patchouli. And did I mention the addition of incense in this one as well? The incense in here gives it this bossy type of feeling, like a CEO will wear this right here. Acqua Di Gio Profumo is freshness done right. It has this air of elegance about it, as well as a no-nonsense type of vibe. And that makes this great for the summer. Up next on the list, we got Acqua Di Gio Absolu. Acqua Di Gio Absolu is the brother of Acqua Di Gio Profumo. Now, for some reason, in the fragrance world, this one gets a lot of flack and this one gets all the praises. But I'll tell you something right now. This one took me a little bit getting used to, but this one, right off the bat, I fell in love with this one. This one has the same scent profile as Acqua Di Gio, just like Acqua Di Gio Profumo, but this one has that added floral note, a little bit of sweetness. It doesn't come across as much of a shower gel type of clean, but it is a decent type of clean. Look at the usage of this one here, fellas. Look at the juice. right? And you all see how many fragrances I have back here. All right, now it's not a lot of fragrances, but it is 50 plus fragrances. But this one gets a lot of use from me. It is that good. Very fresh, very sweet, very mass appealing. And the ladies, they love this one. And this one lasts 7+ hours on my skin in the heat. Now when I say 7+, I might eke out like 7 hours and 30 minutes to 8 hours. All right, so not that much off of 7 hours, but it does last. It's not gonna give you 2 or 3 hours. And I'll tell you something about this one here, guys. This one has got me way more compliments than Acqua di Gio Profumo. Now, it may not be as complex as Acqua di Gio Profumo, but it is way more mass appealing, in my opinion anyways. Now, how's this for an idea? If I get 10 comments and about 50 likes on this video, I'll do a fragrance battle on these two right here. And let's see which one gets more compliments. Comment yes down below if that's something that y'all want to see. Now, number 6 on the list, we have a fragrance from the house of Penhaligon, and it is Juniper Sling. Let's start with the performance. Now, I have 2 fragrances from the house of Penhaligon, and let me tell you something. These fragrances are no slouch in the performance realm. As fresh and light and airy as this one is, it gets you 7-8 hours of performance in the high heat. Now, to all my gin lovers out there, this is the exact resemblance of gin. And I'll tell you a story about this one right here. I didn't really know what gin was until I got this one, and I got this one this summer. And this summer, my favorite drink of choice is gin and tonic. And this one, it reminds me exactly of what a gin and tonic is. It's fresh, it's light, it's airy, it's a little bit sweet, and not too many fragrances around here is gonna smell like this. So you can classify this as a boozy fragrance, but it's not gonna be boozy like American mainstream fragrances like Terre Meublé Pure Malt. It's not that type of boozy. Or Bentley for Men Intense. It's not that type of boozy. It's that gin boozy. And this one is really, really, really good, fellas. I would also say that this one is seductive, but not like a nightly seductive. I'd say it's more like a daytime seductive type fragrance because it does have that fresh crispness about it. Number 7 on the list is we got Chanel Allure Sport au Extrême. Now this one right here is so beautiful, fellas. This brings me back to a time I was in the lawyer's office. Don't worry, I didn't break any laws. But I was sitting on the other side of the room and the receptionist came out to bring us in, and she was on the other side of the room and she was able to smell me from all the way across there, and that was one of the first compliments I got wearing this one. This one is blended so beautifully. It's sage, it's mint, it's mandarin, and they blend it very beautifully to be that mass appealing. And with the performance on this one right here, fellas, I get 8+ hours in the daytime when it's like 80+ degrees. All right, and then when it creeps into the 90s, I get about 7.5 hours of performance. Next one up on the list of summer fragrances that last in the high heat is no stranger to any type of summer fragrance list, and it is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. This one right here, I get 6 to 7 hours on those 80+ days. All right, and about 6 hours flat on those 90+ days. This one is grapefruit and sea saltiness and marine notes. That freshness blended with that musk makes this irresistible, especially on the dry down. Now, although this one here is not the strongest one on the list, the ladies love this one. I don't know what it is about this one because it's not as complex as some of the others, but it still pulls compliments. If you're a guy that's simple and wearing these complex fragrances isn't for you, you'll be safe with this one right here. Number 9 on the list, we got this mass appealing monster, and this is Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. This is grapefruit, this is pink pepper, this is vanilla, this is ambroxan. This thing is so good, guys. So mass appealing, and you could wear this one in the summertime, and it performs in the summertime as well. This one isn't a groundbreaking fragrance, but it is mass appealing. And like I said, for Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense, if you're a simple guy, like in a simple, fresh fragrance, you can't go wrong with this one either. Performance on this one, you get between 7 to 8 hours in the high heats, and it's one of those better performing fragrances that's been proven by ladies' compliments. Now, it is said that the EDT is louder than the EDP, but the EDP is more refined. So at the end of the day, it's your preference. If you want something that's loud, go with the EDT. If you want something that's more refined, go with the EDP. And number 10 on the list, we have the king of gentlemanly fragrances, and that is Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. This right here smells delicate, but it doesn't perform delicate. And the same delicate smell that you have on you from the first spray, you get it till the last bit of minutes of it. On my skin, I get 7 to 8 hours of performance with 2 hours of projection. And for as citrusy as this one is, the performance on it is surprising. The orange blossom in this one right here stands out and makes it what it is. This one right here is a very mature scent, a very sophisticated scent, and if you're suiting up in your linen suits, wear this one right here, fellas. Whenever I find myself getting suited up, I always reach for this one. I kind of have to tell myself to step back, Yannick, because you have other fragrances right there that can match your suits as well. But this one is always a first choice. Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. All right, guys, that's it for 10 fragrances that performs in the high heats of the summer. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so that way you know when the next video drops. It helps the channel out a lot. As always, I'm Yannick. Thank you so much for visiting Sense and Style. Stay safe and peace, guys.